Hi, hope you're doing well. This is a sad story. In Canada, they have released the regulations on euthanasia, compassionate death, medically assisted dying, whatever you call it. It is having the ability to commit suicide under medical guidance. So you would go in, say you want to end your life, and they would set you up with a system that can get you gone within 10 days. Well, this is a picture of a man. His name is Amir Farsoud. He was living in a group home, 54 years old, and the home where he was residing was forced to be sold. So he was going to be having to leave this home, and he felt he was going to be homeless. He had disabilities, he had problems. He said there's no way in the world he could make it outside of this home. This home was his stabilizing factor, and he needed this home. So he went in and asked his doctor to be euthanized. And in Canada, it's called medical assistance in dying, MAID, like the cleanup lady. MAID, M-A-I-D. So he saw one doctor. He said, okay. And then he saw another doctor and said, okay. So he was on the list to go. And when the story got out, a GoFundMe was set up. He was able to gather tens of thousands of dollars and able to get new housing for himself. And he did not have to kill himself. Let me see if I get the next picture. This lady, a Canadian veteran, was in a wheelchair. She was also given a dog that could assist her around because of her disabilities from her injuries and just other health problems. And she had been asking for a small elevator to be put in her house so she could get up and down her stairs. I've talked previously about the problems of having stairs in your house. It is a huge problem if you should ever become disabled. So she had been asking for a few years for this elevator assistance, and she hadn't got it. She didn't get it. So the doctor said, well, maybe she should try medical assistance in dying, euthanasia. She was appalled. She said, you don't want to give me this little assistance in getting up and down my stairs, but you think I would be better off dead? And she fought it. Here she is. She is in court. Oops. Here she is with the Canadian flag and her dog. She refused it. She refused the medical assistance in dying. Trudeau says that this has gone too far, and he wants to revisit the regulations about the MAID program. This shows how the use of MAID has gone up over the years. The tallest, I'm going to move over here so I can do that slowly, shows it's gone up to about 10,000 people per year using medically assistance in dying program. Oops, did it again. And these are the criteria for getting in the program. In 2016, a person had to have a severe condition, enough that death was imminent. In other words, you were going to be dying soon. This would be like terminal cancer, terminal respiratory problem, terminal heart problem, and you're just biting off days, but you're not going to survive. You need the approval of 2 doctors, and they could get you gone in 10 days, but they could do it faster. Then in 2021, they included people with physical disabilities that were deemed intolerable. So if you went in and you complained about a physical ailment that seemed intolerable to you, guess what? You could kill yourself. And all you needed was the approval of 2 doctors, and that was 90 days to get you going. Then in 2023, they included people with mental health problems, a mental condition deemed intolerable. Well, if you have a mental condition that's intolerable, are you really able to have the capacity to make that judgment for yourself? And certainly you wouldn't want to give that ability to anybody else, because they could have all kinds of secondary reasons to have you gone. So you need the approval of 2 doctors, and again, 90 days, you could be out of here. So, you have to be very careful when you make these laws, because you can find 2 doctors that'll say anything, especially if they have a bias against the patient. For instance, if the patient is a minority, it would be very easy to find 2 doctors that dislike the minority who would be very eager to have them gone. If the person was female, it would be very easy to find 2 doctors who wanted to kill those ladies, especially if the ladies were older than, say, 40. Historically, women were considered more disposable by males after the age of 40. So it would be very easy to find 2 doctors if they came in front of a person who was over 40 and she was complaining a lot. They would just probably ask her if she wanted to have suicide. And if she was depressed or homeless, they would probably just put her on the program. people who are on drugs, not just illegal drugs, but all kinds of mind-altering drugs, whether they're from the street or whether they're from a physician, would often probably feel like they were suicidal. And it might be episodic. They might sometimes feel suicidal. They might at times have good days. But if you catch them at a bad period, they might very easily go in and say they're suicidal. There could be kids at different ages of their life going through hard things, would probably say they were suicidal and couldn't tolerate whatever it is that was going on any longer. All you needed was 2 doctors. It didn't say anything about parents. And the list can go on as to how easy it is to get people on the suicide list. And it goes quickly, 10 to 90 days. So it'll be interesting to see how they revise this euthanasia law and what the statistics are in the future. But in Canada, I would advise you to be very careful about complaining too much about your health, because your doctor may feel you are better off dead. Please like and subscribe. Bye.